In news overseas, the Bahamians are burying their dead and looking for survivors after Category 5 storm Dorian ravaged parts of the archipelago, leaving 70,000 homeless. The storm headed into the North Atlantic, battering the Canadian maritime provinces and far eastern Quebec with tropical storm force winds, as we hear from VOA's Slatica Hoke.
Dorian became a post-tropical cyclone on Sunday as it moved over Newfoundland and Labrador and turned toward the Atlantic. The powerful storm reached the Canadian Atlantic coast on Saturday, knocking down trees, cutting power, and downing a large construction crane in downtown Halifax, the capital of the province of Nova Scotia. Canadian officials say more than 400,000 people in the coastal areas lost power, but there were no reports of injuries linked to the storm.
We're pleased with how the response has gone to this point. We're really moving into the assessment and recovery phase.
Meanwhile, authorities in the northern Bahamas began evacuating the dead from the Abaco Islands, which were hit by the Category 5 hurricane last week. The government says 43 people died in the storm, but the toll is expected to rise to hundreds after search and rescue teams go through the mountains of debris. The bodies are being flown to the capital Nassau on the new province island for further processing. Hundreds of survivors of Great Abaco have also been transported to Nassau.
When my home collapsed and I felt like I almost died, because a lot of people died and I thought I was going to be one of them. And we just started praying and everything, and then we survived.
Authorities say more people from the devastated islands will be coming to Nassau in the coming days.
Nassau can accommodate the people coming in from the islands through our shelter program, through family support, our hotel properties.
Survivors in the hardest hit part of the Bahamas are in need of food, clean water and shelters. The U.S. Coast Guard and Navy have been shipping in relief supplies and had already rescued nearly 300 people from isolated areas in the islands worst hit by the hurricane. The U.S. Agency for International Development said it raised its allocation of aid for the Bahamas by $1 million to $2.8 million in total. The agency also has secured emergency supplies for 44,000 people.
We recognize that there's a long road ahead, but we're going to work closely with the Prime Minister and his government to make sure that we help provide immediate relief and do what we can under his leadership for the important weeks and months ahead in recovery.
The American Red Cross has committed an initial $2 million to help the Bahamas recover.